Good morning, friends. Today we are going to talk again on Vision India 2040. How can we achieve 96% employment generation goal in India through quality education from class 6 through 12th? I am Mohan Rajak, author cum motivational speaker, specifically for the last 18 years. I have been in the education system as a teacher, teaching counselor, motivational speaker, and social worker, education director of some of the organizations, and right now I am national convener of a registered NGO registered in Delhi and working for all over India, specifically for educational development in terms of quality, so that 96% employment generation could be possible in India, as we can see in the developed nations in all over the world. Now, what are the basic differences amongst the developed nations and the nations which are underdeveloped or developing? So, to develop the underdeveloped nations or developing nations, United Nations organizations had a comprehensive plan finalized and passed in 2015, that is called Sustainable Development Goals. And these goals are 17 from SDG 1 to SDG 17. Already I have written a book on this. It is published in www.amazon.in on the name Sustainable Development Through Life Skills by Mohan Rajak. So, out of 17 SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, what I could find being in education as a student, as a teacher, as a director, as an academic counselor advisor, what I could realize that if quality education is ensured in any community, any society, any state, any nation, or we can think of, or in terms of global quality education development, then the problems which are existing in the underdeveloped or developing countries will vanish. We will be able to have ample employment in each country. The one common, comprehensive, and very important factor is promulgation, awareness, programs, implementation of quality education from class 1 to class 12th. In India, already we have several education boards systems divided into several categories: IB international boards and other international boards. Those follow international education curriculum. Indian boards, ICSE, CBSE, and likewise, those schools which are affiliated to all these boards, national boards, follow the national education curriculum which are followed in Kendriya Vidyalayas, NCRTs. And the third one is called state boards. Up to 8th class, they follow their own syllabus. But those who follow NCRT syllabus in 9 and 10, and after that they follow the NCRT CBSE syllabus. And likewise, there are various types of schools, and the schools are divided on the ideological basis. Unless we have developmental process as an ideology, it will not be possible to have the dream come true, what we call Vision India 2040. 96% employment generation through quality education in preschools, primary schools, middle schools, secondary schools, and senior secondary schools. In the undergraduate and postgraduate institutions, in the colleges and the universities in India, also we have very good colleges, very good institutions, universities. But who the students are going to get admission and are getting benefited from all these institutions? Take example of IIT, AIMS, IIMs, IISc, and likewise. So when we see the education system has been divided into several categories, one system works for the people who are ultra rich, the second for the rich, third one for the medium class, and then comes down those who are socially, educationally, and economically backward, deprived. They have a different type of education system. And those who are on the top in the economical, social, and educational strata, they send their children abroad. Or in India also we have international schools, they send their children there. So in the society, educational inequality has been, is, and will remain in existence. How can we get rid of the problem of unemployment in India? Basically, when we see that 67% population of India approximately resides in rural areas. In rural areas, those who are affluent, economically well-to-do, they send their children to the boarding schools in the cities, metros, or even abroad. They are able to get all the educational accesses and they develop. But majority of the people, those who are not capable enough to spend a lot of money in quality education system, their children remain in the villages. Maximum they can go up to the nearby cities. And again, their generations are kept in the state of poverty, economical, social, educational backwardness. How can we get rid of all these problems? The new education policy in India that was implemented in 2020, after having research and endeavors from all over the intellectual classes, I don't say that it is 100% perfect, but definitely some of the provisions in new education policy can bring a good fortune to the people of deprived class economically, socially, and educationally. Now, in the existing scenario, if we take one or two states where the education system is not up to the mark or up to the satisfactory level, in other ways, in other hand, some of the states have done very good in education. Let us see, talk about Kerala, Karnataka, and Himachal Pradesh. Kerala has started its education system reformation in 50s. They followed the three language formula, regional language, one national language and one international language, and the result was that the people from that state are not only in every nook and corner of India, but they are mostly in abroad countries bringing foreign currencies to the state, and the state has developed like one of the most developed nation in the world. People are developed, communities are developed, societies are developed, and the state is developed, and they are bringing laurel to the nation. Likewise, it can be done in all the states in India. New education policy has brought the CBSE norm, NCRT norm into existence. If it is implemented, all the states will be highly benefited. Unemployment problem is the biggest problem in developing nations, and India is not away from this. And the majority of the unemployment problem is in rural areas. After having agriculture or the local skills, when they are unemployed, either they go to nearby cities in urban areas. Again, they have to stay there in the slum areas, except a few, those who can afford to be in a good place. So we have to focus for two places on educational development. One is rural area, and the second one is slum area in urban areas. How can we do this? So the community can think of having preschools that starts from class nursery, LKG, UKG. And as per new policy, it can go up to class 1 and class 2. Then comes 3, 4, 5. Third comes 6, 7, 8. And at the last, 9, 10, 11, 12th. This is the format 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. This is one of the best education system we can say that is being followed globally. So, in rural areas, if we see now in some of the states, you will have some 6, 7, 8 primary schools, then one upgraded middle school, one or two, and the strength of the teachers are divided. Somewhere you will find one teacher, two teacher, and the students are more, or somewhere you will find teachers are more, the students are less. So expenditure of the government or the department funding those educational institutions will not be able to do justice to the cause of the quality education. Ultimately, what do we want? We want to have quality education, and for whom? For the students. And when we do not have students in the schools, or we have more students and we have less teachers, or we have more teachers, less and students, then quality of education will not be maintained. So the best thing is that in this process of reformation of educational system in India, to ensure quality education for all, it should be mandated to have one 10 plus 2 CBSE pattern school equivalent to international school or some of the best schools in India, supported by community transports or government transports, or the participation of the village community to bring their children to the school gate through their own vehicles, on convenience. That can be possible. In cities also, in metros also, people, even those who are economically weaker, somehow they take their children to the gate of the institution. Problem is not the fees of the schools. The problem is keeping the children in cities in rented house, paying for transportation, for food. It becomes multiplied amount when we compare with the fees. Take example of a city or town where a CBSE school is working and that is a good school. The maximum fees may be 3,000, 2,000, 4,000 per student as per the class and as per the institution. Even a person who is able to earn 15, 20,000 or 10,000 definitely can afford 2,000, 3,000 for one child. But if the number of children are more, it will be difficult. In rural areas where the infrastructure building, the teachers also are available more in numbers. One or two teachers are required from outside, from especially for North Indian states. We need good English teachers that can be hired from anywhere, from any corner, any state of India. One or two teachers are required from elite institutions, those who are going to work on English communication and computer. Even in village, you will find computer teachers, maths, science, social science, history, geography, civics. They are very good. Now, what is the difference if you see, if you are able to bridge the gap between a state board run school, government school, and the best English medium school under CBSE or ICSE? What is the basic difference? The difference is of medium. In ICSE and CBSE, you will find English is playing vital role. And when a person, a student knows English, can go for self study because the best books are available in English in all over the world, be it science, be it maths, be it computer, be it history, economics, civics, political science, everything is available. And those books are not costly. Even we have online books. Problem is of language. That means from class 1, even from class nursery, if a student is taught English, regional language, and one national language, that is Hindi, and where people are not comfortable in Hindi, they can go for regional and English language. Because in all over India, we have a link language that is English. Majority of the people in South India are able to understand in English, they can speak also. North Indians are comfortable in Hindi, and a good number of students, parents, people are able to understand English, and they are also able to converse. Take example of the metro cities in South India or in North India. There, students or the people from all over country, they reside together. They are able to communicate. So, wherever there is a problem of language, at least two languages, wherever Hindi is able to penetrate the areas, people are able to understand, speak English, Hindi. The second language they can take English, and in the southern areas or anywhere where the regional language is other than Hindi, already they are following two language formula. One is regional language and the English. So we have to think of, in education at least, we should not be biased. Let us have two language formula. One, the regional language, and the second one should be the English. Those who oppose English, if you go and find, their own children are studying in English medium schools. We should not do politics in educational and health development. These are the two areas which are the pillars, the basics of community development, individual family development, state and nation's development. The entire globe has become a village now when we have two things, internet and English. One of the renowned industrialist, one of the richest person in the world from China, Jack Ma, he explains in 90s, once he happened to be in America, and when he saw that internet and English has brought a revolutionary change, reformation in USA, America, he studied English, learned English, took 9 years, and he used to go to a hotel where the people from all over the country, nation, globe, used to come, and he used to converse with them in English, and he learned. Then he started using internet. These two things have changed the fate of the globe and also the fate of China. In India, these two things are amply available. Internet mobile application, computer application is inherent in India. A child borns, and after a few days, if you give the mobile to the child, he or she becomes very happy. It is in blood, hereditarily. We are very close to computer, mobile, internet, and a very good sizable number of people are able to read, write, speak, understand English. Let us have a culture of excellence. Leaving all the ideological differences, if we go for one thing, that is the holistic, comprehensive development of a nation to bring India to the level of a developed nation, we have to work on quality education for all. So, I was talking how a pilot project can be implemented in a village, in a panchayat, with the help of the sarpanch, the headman, the people, the councillors, ward councillors, community people. I think minimum 5,000 population is the criteria of a panchayat in India, maybe 10,000. One NGO, one trust can do all this nationwide. Let us have one panchayat. Preschools can be in each ward where mothers can take their children, parents can take their children, and they can walk to the schools. So the preschools are required in each mohalla, each ward. Let us have one village panchayat where we have some 15, 16 wards, or maybe we call tolas, mohallas in the remote villages. There we can have some 10 plus preschools. Up to class 2, they can study there in English medium. As per new education policy, let us have two language formula. Either Hindi or the regional language, followed by English is the second language. Because English, already I explained that role of English in developing rural India is vital. Unemployment is only because of the lack of knowledge of language, mathematics, science, STEM formula, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. And it is proved that these four areas cannot be developed unless the student, the people know English. Because the best books, materials, study materials are available in English. We cannot deny this. So the rural areas, gram panchayats can be developed when we have preschools in each ward, and then after second, let us have only one centralized school in the center of the village. Maybe diameter of the village maybe 5 kilometer, 6 kilometer maximum. So the radii, the center of the area could be found, or a village or a ward, or already a school is developed that can be developed, and one 10 plus 2 school could be developed there. And the students from all the wards can come there and have quality education. What will happen? Take example, 7 primary schools are running and 2, 3 upgraded middle schools are running. So in each school, if we have 2 teachers, approximately it will be 15, 16 teachers. But the students are not going to be benefit because you are not going to have individual subject teachers or the teachers who are capable of teaching all the subjects. So if you have more numbers of teachers and more number of students, but in the limit, suppose we have 20 teachers and the students in each class we need to have maximum 30 students ratio. So approximately 6, 700 or 1000 students could be accommodated. But when we go for the quality, the teachers also will be very happy seeing more numbers of students, and there will be a competition among the students, among the teachers. And when we have good teachers, and good teachers would like to go to the one centralized place where we can have hostels for the teachers, quarters for the teachers, because in place of having, rather than having 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 schools in one panchayat, one school will have less expenditure in the infrastructure building. That fund can be utilized for a campus where the teachers can reside, the schools can develop like Kendriya Vidyalayas, Navodaya Vidyalayas. So if you take the Navodaya Vidyalayas could be extended to not only the subdivision level, district level, but it should go to the block levels. And the state should develop one CBSE pattern school up to class 12th in each panchayat, having all the facilities which are available in the best of schools in India. It is already being followed in developed nations. It can be constructed area wise. If not in one panchayat, can be taken as a population. Say, where we have 3,000, 2,000, 4,000 students, can have one such school. Maybe in 5 kilometers or 10-kilometer radius, diameter, 5-kilometer radius. Let us have one school of international standard, English medium. This will ensure the quality education in the rural areas, in slum areas, in the urban areas. This will reduce the burden of employability which attracts the rural youths to the cities, to the metros and developed slum areas. This quality education can reduce the rate of unemployability in all over India. So, we can think of having speedy and healthy implementation of new education policy in all over India, in all panchayats, in all blocks, in all districts, in all states. This is one of the best policy in India. So far we have. Thank you so much. I am Mohan Rajak, again, author come motivational speaker. Thank you so much.